Good evening and welcome to Weird-O-Rama. I'm your host, Victor von Psychotron, and all of us at Weird-O-Rama will always strive to bring you the creepy.
Dr. Jekyll knew some very strange people. Even murderers?
The strange. And of course the weird.
I did all you asked.
Admirably. Perhaps even a little more.
Tonight we have a double feature for you of some classic television. It's 2-hour-long episodes of Climax! Which you have to pronounce it like that because there's an exclamation point at the end of the title of the show. So it's not just 2 episodes of Climax. It's 2 episodes of Climax! Because there's an exclamation point and they put that exclamation point there for a reason. Climax! The first episode is their rendition of Casino Royale, the famous Ian Fleming novel that introduced the world to James Bond, starring Barry Nelson as an American secret agent James Bond, and a British man as Clarence Leiter instead of Felix Leiter, who is the CIA agent that James Bond, the MI6 agent, always teams up with. It's a bit confusing, but this is the first portrayal of James Bond on screen. There were a couple of actors who played him on radio before this, but Barry Nelson was the first man to portray James Bond on the screen. It also stars Peter Lorre as the villain Le Chiffre. And after that, there'll be a version of, believe it or not, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, starring Cedric Hardwicke. It's pretty good, actually. Both of these shows are pretty fun. So, lock all of your doors and windows, turn off all of your lights, sit back, have a cup of tea, or if you prefer, a martini, shaken, not stirred, and enjoy our double feature of Climax! Yes.
From Television City in Hollywood, Barry Nelson. Peter Lorre. Linda Christian. Starring in tonight's production of Climax, a great new hour-long dramatic series from Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, William Lundigan.
Good evening. This doesn't look dangerous, does it? But it's killed plenty of men and women. It's made beggars of many and millionaires of a few. Mighty few. In French gambling casinos, this is called a shoe. It holds the cards for baccarat, king of gambling games, and its purpose is to make sure that no one can pull any funny business like dealing from the bottom. The game to be played tonight is for the highest stakes of all. A man is going to wager his life. Climax presents Casino Royale from the bestseller by Ian Fleming. Stars Barry Nelson, Peter Lorre, and Linda Christian. And now, Casino Royale.
What happened, sir? Are you hurt?
Oh. Still in one piece, but I wouldn't know how.
You were so lucky to miss. He did try to rob you,
They
sir.
tried to kill me. Well, I'll never catch him now.
If you will please come into the office, sir.
What was all the racket? Someone taking pot shots?
What? Oh, I wouldn't know. Yes, someone was shooting.
The casino is full of apologies, Mr. Bond. Such an act is beyond explanation. You had not begun to play, so it was not your winnings they were after.
Yeah, it wasn't my autograph either.
Well, you have our assurance. Casino police will be at your disposal whenever you feel you need protection.
Thanks. That's very comforting. Look, would you give me some chips?
Why, certainly, Mr. Bond. $7 at the bank, and 3. The bank is $500,000 francs.
$500,000? I beg your pardon, but how much is that?
Well, that's about $1,500. That's 500 pounds, your British money.
Banco Suivi.
You know, this game fascinates me, but I just can't get the hang of it.
Well, it's like any game. You win or you lose.
No card. Oh, fine. 8 at the bank, and a 6.
He lost.
Aren't you the fellow who was shot?
No, I'm the fellow who was missed. You happen to see it?
No, I just heard about it.
A bank of 1 million.
Banco.
Banco, now what's that mean?
I've matched the bank.
For $1 million?
9 at the table, and baccarat.
Well, it looks like you're as lucky as they say.
Eh?
Oh, you're a legend, old boy. Card Sense Jimmy Bond, they call you. I knew you right away.
Well, I didn't know I had that much of a reputation.
Oh, my dear fellow, look here. How about you give me the lowdown? How to play? Over a drink? Oh, I'm very sorry. My name's Clarence Leiter.
Well, sure. What have I got to lose?
Do you ever lose, old boy? Bar's over there. Lead on.
Monsieur le Chief, the bank is open. Tomorrow.
Very lucky you, Mr. Bond.
Yes.
And very handsome. Tell me, has he changed much since the days when you two were...
He looks just the same.
Uh-huh.
Do you want me to talk with him now?
Plenty of time. I'll tell you when.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Scotch?
Yes, the water.
2 scotch, 1 water, 1 soda.
Bring a deck of cards.
Yes, sir.
You know, I've seen you before. I watched you play at Deauville when you cleaned up the Maharaj of... what was his name? That was Baccarat, wasn't it?
Yes.
You know, it must be a fascinating game, but to me it's as baffling as American football.
Well, it's very easy. It's a lot like 21. It's mostly luck anyway.
You were lucky tonight to escape those shots. Light? It looks like Le Chiffre is on to.
I wondered when you'd show up.
I was on my way out to wait for you at the hotel. I'm attached to Station S, British Secret Service. We're working in conjunction with the Deuxième Bureau and your own chaps of Combined Intelligence Agency in Washington.
Oh, well, it seems that we have a good many friends in common.
Yes, doesn't it? Oh,
Your cards, please.
Thanks.
and keep the change.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Go ahead, Leiter.
No, you go ahead. You explain Baccarat, and I'll explain your job here.
One player buys the bank. He puts up all the money. Everybody plays against him. They can play for part of it or all of it. Now, to bet against the whole bank, you go banco, like I did just now.
You know you're here to deal with Herr Zipper. Le Chiffre, he's the same fellow.
Deal with? You mean kill him?
You won't have to. He'll die anyway, if you play your cards right. Have you ever seen Le Chiffre?
No.
Go on explaining the game.
Well, you each get 2 cards, the banker and the dealer. Picture cards and 10s count nothing. The other cards carry their own face value.
Le Chiffre is the toad-like creature, playing at the table in there. He's the chief Soviet agent for this area, controlled through Leningrad, Section 3 through Paris. And he's the most dangerous man they've ever had. You can look now. He's a fanatic. He's ruthless, incorruptible, and everything he does is entirely legal. But he has a weak spot, and that's how you got into it.
Oh, now you see, the object of the game is to get as near 9 as possible. Say I got an ace and a 2. That's 3. Well, there's no nothing. I ask for another card to draw a 6. That makes 9 in all. Now, if the banker has 9 as well, it's a tie. Otherwise, we start all over again.
That's ingenious. Nearest to 9 there.
Yeah. All right. I don't kill the chief. What do I do to him?
His weak spot is gambling. You're going to play baccarat with him, and your job is to clean him out.
For what reason?
To destroy him. He's been gambling with Soviet funds in his lost 80 million francs. Now he's going to try and get it back by gambling high. He's bought the bank for tomorrow night with the last funds of the treasury of his party. He has 26 million with which to win back the 80 he needs.
Soviet police know about his gambling?
They got wind of it. And that's one reason why he's planning to play high tomorrow night. Now, if he should win back that 80 million, maybe he can brazen it out. But if you've won and he hasn't...
Then what?
We'll see that the story hits the newspapers with photostats of his bank statement, all the dope. French Communist Party will lose face with a very dull thud, and we'll have accomplished our aim. We'll be rid of Le Chiffre.
Now, you know, you're each allowed to draw only one card. All right, what else?
You will have 26 million francs, the same as he has. I'll pick it up for you from the casino cashier and give it to you tomorrow night.
Well, that's hardly a safe margin.
You've won on less, so you play tomorrow night. And meanwhile, watch your step. They could kill you. They've already tried.
What else do I have to know about him?
He's tough. He's good with a gun. Carries 3 razor blades for slashing purposes. There's one in his hatband, there's one in the heel of his left shoe, one in his cigarette case. And he always has 3 armed guards with him. They're with him now. You can look. You see them? The big fellow with the blonde hair, that's Basil. The fellow who looks like a basset hound, the one who walked past us now, that's Zoltan. There's a third character there. He's the thin, dark fellow. See him? Name of Zurov. They're in it as deep as he is, so be very careful of them. Oh, incidentally, the whole bunch of them are in the suite right above yours at the hotel.
Oh, well, then that's who bugged my room.
Bug for microphone, you mean? Yes, I think I have got it. Could be a 4 or 5, nearest to... Oh.
Mr. Bond, don't you remember me? Valerie. Valerie met us. We met in a casino at Biarritz.
Yes, of course. You were my lucky charm. While you were there, I couldn't lose. Oh, this is Mr. Clarence Leiter, Miss Mathis.
Delighted.
You do?
I was just teaching Mr. Leiter how to play baccarat.
I saw you.
I think I've learned it like a book. Perhaps I could try it out tonight.
Oh, well, all right, but don't blame me.
Well, it's nice to have met you, Miss Mathis. You wouldn't care to be my lucky charm?
I'd love it, but I must return to the hotel.
Oh, me too.
Then perhaps we can go together.
Well, if you don't mind going through a barrage of bullets right now, I'm not a very good risk.
So it was you those men were shooting at. But why?
Maybe they needed the practice. Let's go. Good luck, Leiter.
And to you. Tomorrow.
Pardon, Mr. Le Chiffre. You reserve the bank for tomorrow night. Do you still want it?
Tomorrow, yes.
Entendu, monsieur.
Good night.
The 5th floor, sir.
Yes, you said you were on the 6th. I'll see you to your room.
I'd rather see you to yours.
Well, why would I argue with that?
Down, please.
Did you expect your room to be searched?
No, I don't know what anyone would find. It's just you can't be too careful.
Well, you live dangerously.
Dangerously? Gambling?
Depends on how and where.
That's for old time's sake. This is for now.
Jimmy.
The chief sent you to me, didn't he? Don't deny it. I know you're with him. He told you to come to my room. Because of the microphone?
Microphone?
In the fireplace, with Lashib listening just above?
What are you talking
You mean
about?
he didn't tell you about the mic? The wires go through the chimney to his room just above here?
I didn't
Let me
know.
look at you. You can't lie to me. You never could.
I didn't know. When was it fixed?
Today, while I was out.
To listen to you.
If you didn't know about it, to listen to you. He sent you here, but he doesn't trust you. He wants to be sure that you ask the things he said.
Jimmy, listen to me.
I'm going to. And so's he. You're going to tell me those things right now, word for word. But who's fooling who? Huh?
Jimmy, don't turn down the music.
Well, that's better. Oh, Chopin, isn't it? You were saying, Valerie?
Jimmy, you used to love me. I loved you too.
So you haven't written in a year.
There were reasons why I couldn't.
So what do you want to do now? Pick up where you left off?
I've come to say you mustn't play against Le Chiffre.
Oh, so you know that, do you?
I'm begging you not to, Jimmy. You're a member of Combined Intelligence who fronts as a gambler. He'll kill you.
She plays her part good.
So you know that too, do you?
If you don't think of yourself, think of me. I did love you. I still do. Would I be begging you not to play if I didn't?
You might.
So please go to Paris while you're safe. If you ever loved me.
Maybe I didn't.
Yes, there's that, of course.
You know, women can lie as well as men. Is that, all you want to say? Go ahead, speak up.
That's all. I'm going to my...
Valerie, wait. Maybe I did love you once.
But not now.
I'll see you to the elevator.
Don't.
Wait. Music lover. Well, that was quite an act.
Not all of it.
Which part of it was true?
That Le Chiffre will kill you.
All right.
He will kill you.
Well, you've done your job well, Valerie. I hope he pays you well.
Jimmy, I still love you. But Le Chiffre will kill you.
Well, you can tell your employer he's wasting his time. I got... 6th floor, I guess. For the lady.
Come in. Come in, beautiful. Well? Quite appears.
I've done my job. Now I'm going to my room.
You stay here. Turn it on again and... you see, Valerie, we have a microphone in Bond's room. You were once so close to him. I just wanted to make sure about your present feelings. Oh, but you came through magnificently. Any suspicions I might have had were quite unfounded.
I did all you asked.
Admirably. Perhaps even a little more.
What do you mean?
Nothing. I was just wondering how your lipstick got smudged. Oh, I have no objections to your being kissed by a man you once loved, but it does open up an interesting angle of speculation, which is, does he still love you?
You said you heard.
Yes, but I couldn't see, and you could.
What does it matter?
Oh, it could matter very much.
Bond and I are on opposite sides of the fence.
Hello. Would you get me the casino, please? The chef de partie. Hello. Hello. This is James Bond.
Yes?
Look, what you said about the police.
I'd like them to keep close watch on me until after tomorrow night's game. I will give instructions immediately, Mr. Bond. Good night, Mr. Bond.
So many ways. Always been able to protect myself. Now they choose Mr. Bond to take me on, and your Mr. Bond is very lucky, and Mr. Bond has card sense, and I don't like it. Tell me, does he still love you, Valerie?
Of course he doesn't. Not now.
Because, you see, tomorrow night I have to win. I have to have 80 million francs, and no one is going to stand in my way, you hear? No one.
Good evening, Mr. Hyde. Good evening.
.432, please. In Dieppe. Hello, Mr. Rudy, please. Hello, Mr. Rudy, this is Leiter speaking. I just wanted to make sure that you had that story written. Yes, it'll be later this evening. Will you be there when I call? No, I don't know what time. The game might go on quite late. It's very hard to tell. Yes, I wish you would. I'd rather you handle it yourself. The story should be in the Paris newspapers at the same time, don't you think? Oh, good, good. Yes, now all we've got to do is hope that he wins. Yes, I will, and thank you very much. I'll ring you as soon as I have definite news. Goodbye.
Mr. Leiter? That money you have, would you kindly put it on the table? I believe it to be 26 million francs. We want it.
That makes it very awkward, because I want it too.
You have exactly 10 seconds to do as I say.
Excuse me, Mr.
It's
Leiter.
quite all right, thank you. I think the call's for me in any case.
fine.
Oh, just a moment. Will you do me a kind favor? Will you take this money to the cashier? Tell him to hold it for Mr. Bond, who'll pick it up later this evening.
Why, certainly, Mr. Leiter.
Thank you very much. Why don't you pick it up? It might be for you.
$26 million. Correct, sir?
That's correct.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Leiter. How'd you make out last night at Baccarat?
I lost my shirt. Maybe you're a bad teacher. Cigarette. Good luck. And make sure you clean him out.
Thanks. Sorry you lost your shirt.
Good evening, Mr. Bond. I'd like you to meet an old friend of mine, Sir James Bond, head cipher.
I've always heard of you as, the ship.
Well, that's the same. You see, it's a nickname of mine. After the war, I was a displaced person, just a number on a passport. Le Chiffre means a mere cipher. Seemed a suitable name.
May I say you're a very important cipher?
You flatter me, sir. We play tonight, huh? Good luck.
Thanks. To you.
Valerie. Excuse me, beautiful.
I get your number 6 for you, Mr. Bond.
Good evening.
Oh, Lord Danvers. Mr. Bond, you wanted on the telephone.
Oh, thanks. Excuse me.
You pardon me, sir?
Hello. This is Bond.
Yes, Mr. Bond. This is a friend.
Who?
Mr. Bond, it may be that you still have a certain attachment for a young woman by the name of Valerie Mathis. You should know, if you win tonight, she will lose. Oh, nothing more important than her life.
This young lady is part of your own organization. Why should it concern me if she dies?
Well, perhaps it does not. But the fact is still indisputable. If you win, she will lose her life. Pardon me for interrupting your game. I only wish to pass on the warning. Goodbye.
Pardon me, have you finished with that phone?
Keep an eye on that girl, Valerie Mathis. Keep an eye on her.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sorry.
Cigarette, Valerie?
No, thank you.
The game is baccarat. Ladies and gentlemen, a bank of 1 million francs.
Hello there. Time for Two Truths and a Lie, in which I will tell you 2 truths and 1 lie. You must guess the lie. And tonight, it's all about famous actor Peter Lorre. First, Peter Lorre starred as Mr. Moto, the famous Japanese detective, 6 times. Second, Peter Lorre was a student of Sigmund Freud. Third, Peter Lorre was the inspiration for the Boo-Berry serial Ghost. There you have it. We'll tell you the lie by the end of our double feature. Good luck.
The bank is 1 million francs.
Banco. No card.
9 at the bank. And 7. The bank of 2 million francs.
Banco Suevi. Card.
7 at the bank. And 4. Bank of 4 million francs.
No.
No. Banco.
Nine at the table. Baccarat. Sir?
Continue.
A bank of 2 million francs.
Banco. No.
Seven at the bank. And 5. A bank of 4 million francs.
Bucko, sweetie. No.
9 at the bank. And 7. Bank of 8 million francs.
Bucko, sweetie. Card.
Six at the bank. And 3. A bank of 16 million.
Bucko, sweetie. No.
9 at the bank. And 7.
You had beaten him. It was the last of his money.
I need 80.
You won't lose tonight.
A bank of 32 million francs. This is for you, Mr. Bond. A bank of 32 million francs. A bank of 32 million francs. Ladies and gentlemen, a bank of 32 million francs.
Bucko, sweetie.
Please wait. Your pardon, Mr. Bond. The sum is so big, I will have to count the
All right,
amount.
go on, count it.
Thanks.
The game continues.
Excuse me, Mr. Bond.
Ladies and gentlemen, a banco of 32 million francs.
Card.
Three at the bank. And 4.
You lost.
Huh?
You lost a fortune.
Oh, I still have 23.
But now he can afford to lose.
I may win.
Sir, the bank is broke.
Continue. Just a moment.
A bank of 23 million francs.
Sweetie.
Nine at the table. Baccarat.
cane is in your bag, but it is a gun, not a cane, and can blow the space of your spine without a sound. You will appear to have fainted. I shall be gone. Before I count 10, you will accompany me to the office and give me the money. If you call for help, I shall fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right. Listen, take care of those sheep, will you?
Yes.
What happened to Miss Mathis?
Miss Mathis was standing right there beside Mr. Le Chiffre just a minute ago. Is this your cane, sir?
Thank God.
Yes, they are.
Oh, no, I just heard the news. Great shit.
35 million here in the check. Where's Miss Mathis?
I don't know. I lost sight of her in the excitement. Look, I even followed her to the cashier's when she went to get that money for you.
When she went to get the... You mean that 35 million came from her?
Every penny of it. I don't know where she went later.
Wait a minute.
Well, Mr. Bond, the chips have been counted. 87 million francs in all. I made it out of the check. It is safe for that one.
35 of it belongs to Miss Mathis. Where is she?
Oh, I think she's left the casino, sir.
Alone? Look, search the terrace, the bar, everywhere.
Yes, and don't forget to put that check somewhere safe.
Sure. You put this in Scotland Yard's Black Museum.
Well, where did you get this?
Mr. Bond's cane. Shall I shake it, sir?
No, thank you. Have you seen Miss Mathis?
No. Say, everybody's asking me about Miss Mathis. She must be a very popular young lady.
Oh, is she? Who else was asking for her?
Mr. Bond asked for her.
I know about him. Anyone else?
Mr. Le Chiffre, too.
Oh, he did he?
Well, you know, he was a heavy loser, so perhaps he needed a young lady's sympathy.
Yes, it could be. Well, thanks anyway. Miss Mathis! Miss Mathis! Miss Mathis! Oh, I am sorry. Forgive me. Where is Miss Mathis?
Pardon, sir?
I said, where is Miss Mathis? This gun is completely silent, I suppose.
Sir,
Where is Miss Mathis?
she has left the table.
Then where is Le Chiffre?
Sir,
Where is Le Chiffre?
I don't know who you are and why you are questioning me, but I know that Le Chiffre went back to the hotel.
Operator. Operator. Operator.
I did not bring the young lady up, sir, but of course there are other elevators.
Sure.
6, sir. The young lady's number is 65.
Hello. Ring James Bond at his hotel for me, will you? Hello, Jimmy? Jimmy, it's Leiter. Have you hidden that check yet?
Well, no, I was looking for Valerie. Did you find her?
No, I haven't yet, but the ship's on his way across there. Maybe just to pick up his bags. I wouldn't know, but while that check's still around, you're still hot.
All right, I'll take care of it right now. You keep after Valerie. Oh. Leiter?
No, Mr. Bond. I am speaking for Le Chiffre. I told you before, if you win, Miss Mathis will lose. But Le Chiffre will give you both one more chance. Miss Mathis will live in exchange for the check.
Oh, you have Miss Mathis, is that it?
Will you pass over that check?
No, I don't think so.
Le Chiffre is with Miss
Still,
Mathis.
Mr. Bond. I said stand still. Close the door and put on the light. Well, it seems we have a few points of mutual interest to discuss, huh? Such as that check for 87 million francs. Money which was partly supplied by the French Secret Service through its agent, our little friend Valerie. Yes. Valerie Maris, agent of the Deuxième Bureau, huh? Oh, I only found that out today. Of course, you would have died at once, but I thought I hold the thread of your life over this American. Not that he seemed to care. He still put his job first.
He had to.
Maybe. Maybe in any case it was a mistake. If I would have known that the French had supplied you with funds in case you needed more money.
Valerie, why didn't you tell me you were with the French?
Oh, I think I can answer that. Oh, as you most certainly know, Mr. Bond, no secret agent can ever be quite sure when another agent isn't working for the other side. Although I always thought that mutual love means mutual trust.
Do you love me, Jimmy?
He is much too sensible to answer that. In any case, neither of you wants the other to be hurt, huh? Very comfortable considering the fact that I want that check for 87 million francs. Yes, Mr. Bond, you have almost destroyed me. You have almost succeeded. In fact, my life depends upon finding that check. So, by the way, does yours. Well? Oh, Basil, you're so clumsy. I just asked you to hit him. I didn't ask you to hit him so hard. Hey. Easy, not so hard. Tough man, huh? Very tough. Well, if he fights again, hit him again, huh? But please, only a little at a time. Now, Mr. Bond, as you might have noticed, we are very serious people. Your good health is of no concern to us whatsoever. Answer that. Pick him up. And just in case you get ambitious, Mr. Bond, believe me.
Hello? Hello? Jimmy, it's Leiter again. Have you found Valerie yet?
Yes, she's here.
Oh, good. Then everything's fine, eh? Has Le Chiffre run for it yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, he will. I'm getting onto the papers, giving them the whole story. So I'll say goodnight.
Leiter.
Yes, what is it?
Nothing. It's okay. Sorry you lost your shirt.
Oh, you're a pal. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Maybe. Maybe he'll talk to you tomorrow. But only if you have given us that check.
Took me long enough to win it. Take you longer to get it back.
I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. It's about time we stop joking, huh? I think he's ready for the bathtub. Oh, pardon me, beautiful. I didn't mean to neglect you, no. Who knows, maybe you can persuade him, huh? Basil. Hey, Basil. Take her in. But if she screams, at her first scream, he's dead. All right, Mr. Bond. Where's that money? Look, Mr. Bond, as you should know by now, I'm quite without mercy, and if you continue to be that obstinate, I'll have to torture you. You'll be tortured to the edge of madness. Believe me. You have no hope whatsoever, you hear? None. Nor has she.
You're an ugly little man. Why don't you stop talking?
All right. See this tool, Mr. Bond? It's a very handy little tool. Serves all sorts of purposes. Oh, my little friend, you remember the one that had a gun that passed for a cane? Oh, he was an expert with his. Unfortunately, he's gone, but I've learned a few of his tricks. Now, Mr. Bond, are you going to tell me where that chick is? You won't, huh? All right. I think I know how to make you tell. Excruciating, huh? Look, Mr. Bond, if you continue like this, I have to start on poor Valerie. You leave me no choice. I cannot let you destroy me.
I've already destroyed you.
You think so, huh?
I'm no hero. I don't like pain. But I can tell you one thing right now. You won't get anything out of me. Pain and killing's part of my job.
And of mine, too, Mr. Bond.
And I'll bet you love it.
How did you find that out, huh? Oh, you're an obstinate man, Mr. Bond. But I think you've had enough, huh? Where's that money?
What's the difference? It's a check. The police will trace it to you.
Oh, please, don't worry about that. That's very easy, you see. The story will be that after our little game at the casino we made, and you being such a good sportsman, you turned it over to me. You lost, so therefore you signed the check over to me, huh? That's simple, huh? Now, where's that money? Where is it? I know you've hidden it somewhere here in this suite. We searched it, but you're very clever. Now, where is it? All right. Oh, Zuro, you better go downstairs because, you see, Mr. Leiter might arrive, and I'm quite certain he'll be very upset when he sees his friend after we are finished with him. Go ahead, Basil, and this time you don't have to restrain yourself.
Stop! I'll tell.
No. Where is it? She doesn't know.
I know something. When I came in, I saw he was holding a screwdriver.
No, Valerie, shut up!
Screwdriver? Where could he use a screwdriver? Where could he use a screw? Where did you use it?
Find it yourself.
All right. Have it your way then, Mr. Bond. We have searched your rooms. Now we are going to take them apart. And if I don't find it, we'll take you apart. Both of you.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I couldn't stand what they were doing to you. Darling, you're very brave. I couldn't be not like that.
Can they see us?
No.
Keep watching. Warn me if they move. Go, talk. Keep talking. Talk.
Whatever happens, I want you to know that I've always had one memory. And I always have one desire. To go away somewhere with you. Somewhere quiet. Where we used to go. Where there are fields and hills. Do you remember? It seems long ago. I thought I'd never seen anything so beautiful and peaceful, and a warm, sweet scent of cut hay. To lie in the fields and look up at the sky, and there would be nothing but laughter and love. The way it was.
Hey, the door. I remember the door was open on the outside. Try the number plate. Hey, here it is. We found it. Thank you, Mr. Bond.
Chief.
Huh?
Can I have some water?
Oh, yes. Oh, with pleasure. Basil, give him all the water he wants. Get me some water, too.
Hey! Oh!
Basil. Hey, Basil. What's the matter?
That's far enough. Sit down.
All right.
Are you going to kill him, Jimmy?
Yes, why don't you, huh? Be fair, Mr. Bond. It's all... I'm lost.
Jimmy.
Give me the check.
Huh?
Come on. Call the police.
See how the game goes, huh? Interesting, huh? You know, suddenly I find a great desire to live. What are you going to do, Mr. Bond, huh? What are you going to do? Well, if you want that check that badly, just pull the trigger, but then you lose your beloved Valerie, and if I live, believe me, I'll lie about everything. And I can lie much better than you. Much, much better. So you see, either way, I win. Hey. Why don't you pull that trick? Thank you, Mr. Bond.
Brings you the Broadway smash hit, Lend an Ear. Our stars next Thursday will be Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy, Gene Nelson, Sherry North, and as a special attraction, Mario Lanza. Incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, delegates from all over the world are now meeting in Chicago at the 42nd National Safety Congress. We salute the Congress and its accident prevention work. And I'd like to ask each one of you to help, too, by being careful. And now, until next Thursday, and Lend an Ear, this is William Lundigan saying good night and thank you.
tears upon our screen. Just hear the audience crying. Not for happy lovers, but for food that's satisfying. You bet, the cries for Armor Star, the Frankfurter, delicious. Get yours at our refreshment bar, they're juicy and nutritious. If drinks are what you want, we've got 'em. Hot and cold, just holler. All drinks taste good with Armor Franks. You bet your bottom dollar. Or if your taste for popcorn set, we have it hot and waiting. For extra treat, just buy a bag. It's fun to eat when dating. But don't forget your Armor Franks. Act on our proposition. Come one, come all, come eat your fill. Right now it's intermission.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Time for some words about some of the cast of our double feature of Climax. Let's start with the Casino Royale episode. You of course have Barry Nelson as James Bond, or Jimmy Bond, which sounds bizarre to say, let alone hear. Jimmy Bond. Seriously. But he had an amazing career in television and film. His best television role, best known television role, is My Favorite Husband. He had a long run on that. He was in many other television shows. He was also in Shadow of the Thin Man, the original Airport from 1970, and also The Shining. He's the man who shows Jack Torrance and his family around the Overlook Hotel at the beginning of The Shining. And it gives Jack Torrance the keys to the place. Peter Lorre plays the Chiffre, the first Bond villain. And he had an amazing career, of course, legendary actor from Casablanca, The Maltese Falcon, 2 deep water movies, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, The Raven, I've hosted the trailer for that, Comedy of Terrors, M, one of his earliest and creepiest roles, The Beast with 5 Fingers, The Man Who Knew Too Much, a role he got when he didn't even speak fluent English, spoke all of his lines phonetically. When he met Alfred Hitchcock, he pretended to understand English and got the role. Linda Christian plays Valerie in this episode of Casino Royale, the first Bond girl. You cannot deny that. She did not have much of a career, though. After this, she was in The Devil's Hand and Tarzan and the Mermaids and some other little bit roles on some television shows, but did not do much acting out of the early 1960s. Michael Pate, he plays Leiter, the British version of Felix Leiter. It's bizarre. And he was in The Howling 3. There you have, I mean, come on. And he was also in Julius Caesar, The Black Castle, King Richard and the Crusaders, and did a lot of television throughout the 50s and 60s. He's on practically every television show during those decades. Now, jumping ahead to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which will be coming up soon, Michael Renne, he plays Jekyll and Hyde, of course, and he was in The Robe, he was in The Lost World, but he's best known for his television work on the Third Man television show. He played Harry Lime. in that. But to science fiction fans, B-movie lovers everywhere, fans of cinema from the 1950s, he's best known as Klaatu from The Day the Earth Stood Still. You also have Cedric Hardwicke, who plays Mr. Utterson, and he was in The Ten Commandments. He was in Alfred Hitchcock's Rope, Around the World in 80 Days, the original version of that. He was in The Ghost of Frankenstein, Hunchback of Notre Dame, all sorts of just amazing roles. He's a legendary stage actor who made the transition to screen from the early film days when many actors and actresses didn't quite make the jump. You also have Lowell Gilmore. He plays Dr. Lanyon in this. He was in the picture of Dorian Gray. And you have John Hoyt, who plays Poole, an instantly recognizable face, just this chiseled face, this great character actor who was in Attack of the Puppet People. He's the villain in that. When Worlds Collide, he's the grumpy rich man in a wheelchair in that. He was in The Time Travelers, X the Man with the X-Ray Eyes, Spartacus, Curse of the Undead. Ended his career on television as the grumpy father figure, if you will, on Gimme a Break. Yes, it's true. So we hope you are enjoying this double feature of Climax! We'll get right back to it after this word from our sponsor.
My name is Bond. James Bond. Now, from the classic movies comes a brilliant 007 album, James Bond Greatest Hits, with Shirley Bassey, Carly Simon, Sheena Easton, Paul McCartney, an all-star cast. 20 original tracks with Tom Jones, Nancy Sinatra, and more on James Bond Greatest Hits.
Live from Television City in Hollywood, brought to you by Chrysler Corporation, maker of these 5 great cars. Plymouth, Dodge, DeSoto, Chrysler, and the exclusive Imperial. Only Chrysler Corporation brings you the Forward Look. And now, Chrysler Corporation presents Michael Renne. Cedric Hardwicke. Mary Sinclair. Starring in tonight's production of Climax. Ladies and gentlemen, your host for Chrysler Corporation, Bill Lundigan.
Good evening. Tonight on Climax, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. Starring in this classic story of the conflict between good and evil are Michael Renne, Cedric Hardwicke, and Mary Sinclair. Mr. Rennie's appearance tonight was made possible through cooperation of 20th Century Fox Studios, and his next starring role will be in the CinemaScope color production 7 Cities of Gold. And now, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, adapted by Gore Vidal on Climax.
Dr. Jekyll! Dr. Jekyll, are you all right?
Go away!
Please, sir, let me in.
Go away!
Come now, Poole. Either Dr. Jekyll has gone or he has not. Now, which is it?
I don't know, Mr. Utterson. I can't say, sir. Oh, it's been a most terrible time, sir. Over 2 weeks now, he's been locked in his laboratory, won't come out. We put his meals there by the door. Then after we go away, he takes them inside, if he's inside.
Who else could be?
Look, sir, here are 2 of the prescriptions he left with me only this afternoon. Now, you know Dr. Jekyll's handwriting. Is that his hand?
Very odd. Very odd indeed.
Yes, but is it Dr. Jekyll's writing?
Well, yes and no. I should say that under great stress he might write like this.
Oh, begging your pardon, sir, I think it's the other.
The other? What other?
Oh, you know, sir. You will remember him. His friend. Hyde, his name was.
But Hyde disappeared a year ago. He wouldn't dare to return to the police after him.
I believe he's back, sir, and I believe he's done something to Dr. Jekyll.
We shall pay a visit to Mr. Hyde. If it is he.
Yes, sir. I should bring a pistol, sir, if I went into that room.
Yes. You may be right. After all, he is a murderer. I shall never understand why Jekyll took up with him.
I think it was what you might call an experiment, sir. Dr. Jekyll knew some very strange people.
Even murderers? I say there, Jekyll, are you inside?
Go away!
It's Utterson. It's your friend, Utterson. Now let me in like a good chap.
Leave this house!
That's not Dr. Jekyll's voice.
I was right, sir. There's someone else in there.
You think it's Hyde?
Sounds like him.
If it's you, Hyde, let us in or we'll force the door. All right. All right now. Where are you?
He's dead, sir.
Yes. It was Hyde, wasn't it?
Yes, sir, it was Mr. Hyde. Do you think he's killed Dr. Jekyll?
I don't know. I want you to go to the police. Tell them that the murderer Hyde has been killed. I shall wait for the police here.
Yes, sir.
George Utterson, Esquire. To be opened in the event of my death or disappearance. Henry Jekyll.
When you read this, dear friend, I shall be dead. And only this journal will remain to clarify a mystery, to exert a warning. You will recall perhaps a conversation we had 2 years ago when you came to see me. And you found Dr. Lanyon and me arguing.
My dear Jekyll, you astonish me. A grown man like you talking like a romantic boy.
Lanyon, we're scientists. In theory, nothing is impossible.
That may be true, but some things are clearly improbable. Your idea is too fantastic.
Mr. Utterson to see you, sir.
Hello, Utterson. We're having a row.
Oh, shall we go to law?
No, we might need your fine legal mind to arbitrate.
Utterson, Jekyll here has decided to go beyond the science, leaving me far behind. I'm only a doctor. A simple, ordinary doctor.
Like me.
No. You're not simple, you're not ordinary. You know what this outrageous fellow proposes to do?
Raise the dead?
Better than that. He wants to find the soul. He wants to play with it, to
Now you're
experiment with
simplifying.
it.
You're simplifying. I merely suggested that one way of discovering the nature of the soul would be to dissect it the way you would any other organism.
Yes, but I was under the impression the soul was not tangible.
Neither is the air, but we know it exists. We can alter it. See? Fire. We're burning oxygen. This match is creating carbon dioxide. We've altered a substance no one can see. Well, why not the soul?
Why not indeed? But where do you find it?
In the mind, I should think.
Those parts of the mind which regulate behavior. If I were to take up this poker, my dear Lanyon, and kill you.
Well, I wouldn't put it past you. You're mad as a hatter.
I should suffer terrible pangs of conscience afterwards. That would be my soul punishing me.
Well, it is a small matter of the law, you know.
All right. But suppose the mind could be so changed that I could strike Lanyon to the ground and feel nothing. Only pleasure in a violent act. And there is something, you know, in all of us, a caged beast which delights in horror and destruction.
Well, the whole idea is far too fanciful.
And slightly unwholesome.
Edison, I believe I'm on the track of something quite fantastic.
The soul?
The soul. Good and evil. I believe it's possible artificially to produce either a monster or an angel in the same man.
Rubbish. Where's my tea? I came here for tea, not a black mass.
You shall have your tea, my old intolerant friend.
Monster or an angel.
But do you really believe that human beings are both?
I do. Oh, none of us is either very good or very bad. We're just a mixture. A blend, you might say, like Lanyon's beloved China tea. Bring it in, please.
But aren't you afraid to upset the balance of a soul?
Well, why not? I'd only bring out what was already there, what was good.
The angel.
Exactly.
But suppose you release the monster. Suppose, my dear Jekyll, that you uncage the monster.
That's a risk one would have to take in the interest of science.
Science? Jekyll, you're impossible today.
But the tea?
A proper blend, no doubt of it. Milk and sugar? Oh, I saw a client of yours today.
I was aware I had spoken too soon of my great interest. But I was curious to see how Lanyon and how you, Utterson, would respond to the idea of my experiments. I determined to say nothing more of my work until I was further along. As you remember, that winter we did not meet often. I was daily, nightly engaged in my work,
Here's the package.
my deliberate and hazardous journey into the soul itself.
This time.
Thank you, Paul.
Yes, sir. Sir?
Yes, Paul.
Sir, don't you think... Well, I mean, it's not my place, but...
I work too hard. I need a rest.
Exactly, sir. You know, it's not natural, all these hours you spend here. Only today, Dr. Lanyon called, and much put out he was, too, when you wouldn't receive him.
Well, Paul, I'll make you a promise. Either I conclude my experiments this week, or I give them up altogether.
Oh, thank you, sir. It would be a great relief to us all. The staff's fair enough to be
I had no idea when I made Poole my promise that success was at hand. After months of tedious experiment, I had found almost by accident the proper substances which, combined, had the power to split the soul in two. The basic preparation involved a solution in which certain salts were combined and balanced. On this occasion, I added to them one of the new powders brought to me by Poole. The change in the solution's color was not anticipated. For a moment, I hesitated. I had been my own guinea pig from the beginning. I had tried on myself all the formulae which had failed. Now, if I was to succeed, did I dare take the consequences of my extraordinary act? I paused, uncertain, for a single heart's beat. Then I drank the liquid. For a moment, I thought I was dying, sinking into oblivion. I saw with horror what I had become. I had released not the angel from my soul, but the monster from its pit. The monster, however, had a taste for pleasure, and I indulged him. I could, whenever I chose, become this creature whom I called Mr. Hyde. As time passed, I found a strange enjoyment in transforming myself from Jekyll to Hyde. By day, I was the good, kind Dr. Jekyll. By night, I was someone else, a strange, a violent creature. I was the wicked Mr. Hyde.
Get out.
Usual, Mr. Hyde. Usual. 2 glasses. Yes, sir.
Now, come on, you stupid.
Hey, now then, what do you think you're doing? I'm sure you'll find another companion. Oh, yes. Yes, of course. I didn't mean to. Why, yes.
Why don't you sit down, my girl?
You're that Mr. Hyde, aren't you?
Yes, I'm that Mr. Hyde. What a fine girl you are.
They say you're the wickedest man in London.
Do they? And how wicked do you think I am?
Oh, I don't know. But you're awful cheeky, pulling me over here like this. Away from a gentleman friend.
But you're glad you're here, aren't you, my girl?
Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies.
Why don't you come a little closer?
I'm not sure I want to.
Come here.
Here now, none of that. I'm not what you think, and it's a public place.
Yes, my friend. I realized early that I was involved in an infernal game whose prize was nothing more nor less than my living soul. But I could not help myself. I enjoyed being Mr. Hyde. Hyde was younger, more daring than I. He did all the things I had only contemplated in shameful reveries. And at first, I saw no harm in unleashing Mr. Hyde from time to time. The sense of danger exhilarated me.
So it's Mr. Hyde. Come back to us.
All right, my girl, let's go.
Let's go, he says. Just like that. Just like he was a real fine gentleman or something.
You'd better get a move on, mister.
Gladly. Shall we move on, my girl?
No, we will not. Now off with you.
You filthy devil, get out of here.
Filthy devil, did you say?
All right, what's going on here?
There's a man, that man Hyde. He tried to murder Miss Bella. He ran out down there, down the alley.
Come on. Good evening, officer.
Oh, it's you, Dr. Jekyll.
There's something I can do for you, officer.
Well, sir, we followed a man called
As
Hyde
a doctor,
then we lost him.
I realized at that moment that Mr. Hyde had become a disease which I could no longer control. Mr. Hyde was now capable of murder.
In just a moment, we'll return to the second act of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And now your host, Bill Lundigan.
Each week, Art Gilmore announces at the start of Climax, live from Television City in Hollywood. Well, I thought that you might get a kick out of seeing Television City live from Hollywood. And here it is, Television City, live from Hollywood. And incidentally, when you think of Hollywood, you think of pictures. Here are some taken of me driving into the studio the other day for a rehearsal. And what a view you get through that wraparound windshield. And sure enough, right on time and driving a DeSoto hardtop with that color sweep styling, a pretty lady in a pretty car, Mary Costa. Here comes another member of the team, our commercial producer on the show, and his name is Bud Cole, and as you can plainly see, he owns a Dodge Royal Lancer, and he loves it. Now, here's the man I was talking to you about who says, live from Television City in Hollywood, Art Gilmore, a Chrysler man from way back, this year driving a New Yorker. And off we go to the studio. Nice-looking cars, aren't they? Hi, Mary. And you know something? Whether it's Television City in Hollywood or around the square in your own hometown, you're seeing more and more cars of the forward look from Chrysler Corporation. You can spot them at a glance by their smooth, flowing lines, the most distinctively styled cars on the road today. Why don't you drive one and find out what a difference there is? And now we continue with Climax, tonight starring Michael Renne, Cedric Hardwicke, and Mary Sinclair, live from Hollywood.
I vowed that never again would I take that potion which every fiber of my body now craved. Plunged into the good world again. I saw old friends. I gave up my time to charity. But I realized that should I ever again become Hyde, I might not be able to return in safety to my own house, especially since the suspicions of the police were already aroused. I should need an ally. Someone who would keep for me the potion I needed to restore myself from Hyde to Jekyll.
Oh, Lanyon.
Ah, Jekyll.
I decided that Dr. Lanyon, in his innocence, was the man. I gave him a package containing the potion, and I asked him to give it to a Mr. Hyde should that gentleman ever call.
He'd only come to you if I was inaccessible. Well, all this seems to make very little sense, but I'll give it to him, of course. When does he have to call? Never, I hope.
Confess now, dear Dr. Jekyll. Your ears have been burning, haven't they?
Pleasantly, I hope. I've been telling Lady Agnes that you work far too hard.
Oh, yes, indeed. We must...
Suddenly, like a black cloud across the sun, their faces grew dim. Their chatter like the noise of starlings, and I knew I could not endure them for another moment.
What an extraordinary thing to do.
You see? Overwork. I'm sure of it. He looks frightful.
Well, I imagine the party's over, don't you?
Oh, yes.
out of your silly mind. I thought at first he was fooling me, till he takes me straight to meet his old mum. Then, of course, I says yes, just like that.
Oh, you are a lucky one.
I should think so. And he's a good, reliable sort he is. He works regular, which is important, I say.
You're right. They don't grow his kind on no trees.
Don't think I don't know it. Hello, Harry. Is he coming here tonight? He said he'd look in and he don't approve. But ain't it something? Me being married to a fine chap in Tunbridge? Well,
I suppose you're going to live there.
Those are our plans for the present.
Oh, and aren't we grand? When's the nuptials going to be?
Next month. And we'll go to Brighton on our honeymoon. 3 days. It'll be 3 old days by the sea.
Oh, some girls have all the luck. Oh, look over there by the door. Ain't that Mr. Hyde?
Him all right, the beast. Imagine his daring show his ugly face around here after what happened between him and us.
Smile, my girl. Aren't you glad to see your old friend?
This girl's no friend of yours, so just find somebody else to bother.
But I want to bother you, my girl. I'm sure you've missed me. Let's have a little wine in that booth over there.
I'm waiting for my fiancé and have no time for strange men what don't behave themselves proper.
Tell me.
Who do you think you are now?
The only one who's good enough for you. Some poor fool's making an honest woman of you.
Don't talk to me like that.
You like being talked to that way. Your man doesn't know how to talk to you. I do, but your man doesn't.
No. Please, Mr. Hyde. Please, I can't stay here with you.
You stay here with your friend, your only friend.
Please, Mr. Hyde, I've got to go.
You don't like me?
Oh, I do. I like you. I do like you, but the girlfriend's wife, and she's over there expecting.
You'll not leave here till I say you can. You and I are going to see a great deal of each other from now on.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
Where's my girl? She said she'd be here tonight.
She was waiting for you. Then he came in, Mr. Hyde, and they're sitting over there.
Oh, so he came back, did he? But he's going to get taught a lesson.
Do be careful.
Quickly.
Here I am over here talking to Mr. Hyde. Oh, Mr. Hyde, I really must
Sit down, my girl.
She's going, Hyde.
Go away.
Listen, you're going to get a good thrashing, and I'm going to give it.
Weep at his funeral, my girl.
Has he an appointment?
No, sir. He seems very agitated.
Show him in.
Will you go in, please?
You, Mr. Hyde.
Give me the package.
I shall do no such thing. You, sir, are a murderer. It is my duty to report you to the police.
Get that package.
You can't intimidate me.
You promised, Jekyll. Now get me that package, then call the police if you like.
I will not be an accomplice to murder.
How do you know it was murder?
Newspapers.
In the name of your friendship with Jekyll, give me that package.
Go to him yourself.
I can't.
No, of course you can't. He won't traffic with the killer, and neither will I.
In the name of everything you love, give me that package.
I will not help you.
Get it!
all, I'd give you that package. Well, you have it. Now, please go.
Now, lad, you who have always had such narrow views, you who have always derided my theories, behold.
Jekyll.
Help me, Lanyon.
Is this witchcraft?
No, Lanyon. Science. The blackest magic of all.
I've gone mad. This is a dream, a nightmare.
No, it's true. I am Dr. Jekyll. And I am Mr. Hyde.
I can't believe it.
You've seen it.
No. What have you done, then?
Fallen into the pit.
You are a murderer.
Yes, Mr. Hyde killed a man last night, and I am a murderer.
Who are you? How can you be two men?
Remember when it started, Lanyon? Remember what I told you? That each man is both a monster and an angel. Through science, he could be either. I succeeded, Lanyon. I uncaged a beast, a horror.
Surely once you did this thing, it was enough.
Thought so, but I couldn't stop it. Tried, but I couldn't. Lanyon, there's something in me which craves to be Hyde, and I can't stop it.
What now?
I don't know.
You have to do this terrible thing again?
I don't know. I can't think.
Is it like a drug? Must you become Hyde in spite of your better self?
I'm not sure. But I know this. If I do this thing again, I shall die. I'm being torn apart by this beast.
Then, Jekyll, I think it better that you die.
You say this to your friend? Your old friend?
I say it because you are my old friend. Because your soul may soon be lost forever if it's not already damned.
Am I, Jekyll, responsible for what Hyde does? Can I help what this brute does?
You are Hyde. You chose of your own will to be Hyde. So you are a murderer and a blasphemer.
I only wanted to find the soul as an experiment.
You found the soul. You experimented. You've gone further than any man was meant to go. Your fate is no longer for man to decide.
Lanyon, I'll never take that potion again, I swear it.
The damage is done. The corruption has already started.
Lanyon, I'll devote my life to others. I'll do more than that. I'll work in the charity hospitals. I'll do anything you say, Lanyon.
Do what you must. You'll never see me again.
Lanyon.
You'd better go now.
Lanyon, you and I are old friends. We have nothing to do with this other creature, Hyde.
You are Hyde.
But so are you. Every man has a Hyde within him.
I have kept mine caged.
I did what I did out of curiosity, out of innocence.
Innocent? You meddling fool. You have dared to challenge God. You reek of hell. Get out! Get out.
In just a moment, we will return to the third act of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And now, once again, your host, Bill Lundigan.
In the course of a year's driving, you naturally run into a lot of different road conditions, and not all of them are ideal. For example, here's the kind of driving that we all enjoy. We're on a wide, smooth highway. You're really rolling along with never a bump. But now and then, you're likely to encounter a stretch like this. And believe me, the going can get rough. So, Chrysler Corporation engineers decided to find a way to give you a ride that will be smooth on rough, rutted roads as well as on a boulevard. And here is the secret. This is an Oriflow shock absorber. It was developed by Chrysler Corporation exclusively for Chrysler Corporation cars. And it may look just like an ordinary shock absorber, but it definitely is not. For this unique Oriflow shock absorber is built to absorb more pounding and bouncing on a rough road like this than any other passenger car shock absorber in the industry. The Oriflow shock absorber literally soaks up the bumps, keeping your car level on its course and the ride soft, smooth, and beautifully controlled. We call it the Boulevard Ride. And believe me, that's the right name for it. You get a ride that's as soft and smooth as a feather bed. And here's a tiny tot enjoying to the full the ride of her mother's new Chrysler Corporation car. And there you have it. The smoothest, easiest riding cars on the road today, thanks to the only shock absorbers in the industry that give you a real boulevard ride. And right now is a wonderful time to buy a Chrysler Corporation car. You'll find your dealer is eager to arrange the best possible trade-in and best possible payments. So why not see him tomorrow? And now, we return to Climax.
I refused to accept Lanyon's grim analysis. I refused to be defeated. With all the strength and will left in me, I did my best to atone for my unholy deeds.
I will see if Dr. Jekyll is in.
But like any criminal, there were loose ends to be attended to.
Only on one
I was forced to deal with the police.
In Dr. Jekyll's laboratory several months ago.
He and Dr. Jekyll were quite friendly, weren't they?
It would be presumptuous of me to say. I shall get the doctor.
Good evening, officer.
Oh, sorry to trouble you again, Dr. Jekyll.
That's perfectly all right. Won't you sit down?
No, thank you, sir. You, know about the murder in Soho?
Yes, I read about it.
We understand that Hyde was a friend of yours.
Not a friend, no.
But you were acquainted with him.
Yes?
Why didn't you tell me about this the night I first came to your laboratory?
Because you never asked me. You simply asked if Hyde was concealed on the premises, and I said no, because he wasn't.
You were not concealing him?
No.
And you're not concealing him now?
No, I am not. You may search the house.
Thank you, sir. We plan to. Now, Dr. Jekyll, this man Hyde hardly strikes me as the sort of chap a man like you would know.
Really?
Can you tell me what you know of him?
Not much, officer. You see, I do a certain amount of research into the criminal mind. I use Hyde as an experiment, as an example.
Any idea where he's gone?
No, but I don't think he's apt to return to London.
Then he has left the city.
I should think so.
You know, Dr. Jekyll, you could be in very serious trouble if you were to try to protect or conceal him now.
Yes, I know that.
Can I speak to you frankly, sir?
Yes.
Well, this man Hyde, he doesn't have anything on you, does he? I mean, he's not an extortionist or a blackmailer.
Good heavens, no, officer. No, I detest the fellow quite as much as you do, and I'm free to denounce him if you should capture him.
Good. I'm glad we can count on you. Now, have you any idea where he might have gone?
Well, as I told
The police were less problem than I'd anticipated. They believed that in some way I'd been victimized by the odious Hyde. And after a thorough search of my house, they left me alone. As time passed, they gave up their quest for Hyde, assuming he had left the country. I destroyed all my drugs and compounds to safeguard myself against all relapse. Now I would turn to charity, to good works as I had promised Lanyon. I grew more and more secure. I had caged Hyde once and for all, and I was myself again. So confident was I that I paid a call one evening to a certain cabaret in Soho.
But I can't see you again. I bet you will, but you Come on, lad, give us a little smile. There's nothing to smile at. But you can't go on breathing your life away. What's done's done. I wish I was dead too. Come now. You're still young and attractive, and you've got ever so many admirers. I only wanted him. Come on now, perk up. Perk up. Oh, here comes a top. He's coming over this way. I think he's going to come and talk to you. You mark my words.
Good evening.
Good evening. Excuse me, I'll just go and join my friend.
May I sit down?
Suit yourself.
You're not waiting for anyone?
No, I'm not waiting.
It's a pleasant evening.
Yes, a pleasant evening.
I'll wait a champagne case.
Yes, sir.
You're the girl who was fiancée.
I had come partly out of curiosity and partly out of a desire to make amends. To help in some practical way this girl.
Terrible experience.
Whose life I'd ruined.
And he fell dead. Right here in this room. Dead. We was to be married in 3 weeks' time. With a trip to Brighton on our honeymoon.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. How can the likes of you know what it is to have your life end?
But your life's not over.
Not over, is it? How many chances do you think a girl down here has of a decent marriage?
I'm sure you'll have many more.
I should have known when I first saw him. What he'd do. What he was.
Your fiancé?
No, the other. Mr. Hyde. If I could get my hands on him right now, I'd twist a knife in his heart.
Was he so terrible?
He was like the devil himself.
So very bad.
He was worse than bad. He was so hateful, he attracted you.
I'm sure he's miles away by now.
I pray they catch him and hang him by his neck.
Have you any idea where he's gone?
Who knows? I suppose you read all about it in the papers. There it all was. My name and everything, just like the Queen's name. There I was. Here. You can see some of the things they say about the horrible crime and so on. My name's spelled wrong in the early editions, but they got it right later.
Yes, I read these at the time.
I don't know what my poor mum would have said if she'd seen her daughter's name like that. Of course, it was on the same page as the Queen's. My mum's dead.
Would you like a little champagne?
All right. That's a nice drink.
I'd like to help you if you'll allow me.
You know, none of that. Why, I ought to know who you are.
I'm just an idle philanthropist.
Oh. That's different. But don't get no ideas about me, even if I was involved in a crime of passion. I say, it's awful odd, a gentleman like you down here.
Oh, well, you see, I'm a doctor. I do charity work in these parts.
Oh, that explains it. I'll bet you're a good doctor. You really must be the kind.
As we talked, I found her oddly attractive, and I resolved to help her in any way I could. As we chatted, even the cabaret seemed less tawdry and disagreeable.
A sister of mine in Norfolk needs a housekeeper. I'm sure you'd like her very much.
You're not just playing with me.
No. I mean it. And no obligations.
Oh, I sigh. This beats everything. Are you feeling all right?
Yes, just a headache. As for the heat in here, it's very close.
Would you like to take a turn outside?
No, thank you.
I had a strange sense of unreality while we talked,
I would appreciate
as though I was seeing the world through a heavy, muffling veil.
Say, you do look rum.
Yes, I'm not feeling very hearty.
Shall I get you a cab?
Yes. Well, we'll take a drive, my girl.
What did you say?
You heard.
You sounded just like him for a moment.
You frightened my girl.
Thunderbolt had struck. I had become Hyde without wanting to, without having first taken the potion. With every ounce of will left to me, I forced the evil Hyde to return to the laboratory. And desperately I searched for the chemicals necessary to transform me back into myself. But there was none left. All had been destroyed. Next morning, however, I found I was again myself. I was again Dr. Jekyll. I gave Poole various instructions. He was to go to the chemist's. He was to order the ingredients I needed for my compound. I spoke urgently, for I had no idea when I might again become that monster whose evil power over me was nearly complete.
I don't want to see anyone, Poole. I'll be working in my laboratory for the next while. If you bring my meals, just leave them outside the door.
Very good, sir.
Oh, and Poole, I want the door into the laboratory. One that leads into the street, I want it padlocked.
Yes, sir.
From the outside.
From the outside, sir?
Yes, Poole, and you keep the key. I shan't need it.
Yes, sir.
I took every precaution to keep the monster caged, at least within the house. So far, I have. Though the nightmare is now becoming more than I can endure. I no longer know which I am, Jekyll or Hyde. It was soon evident that the most necessary ingredient, the certain salt was no longer available at any chemist's. It had been a flawed chemical, an impure salt, and its very impurity made it impossible to duplicate.
No luck, sir. They say the salts you've got are the same as they've always said.
Tell them they lie. Tell them to look again. Tell them to order more.
Yes, sir, I will.
I have known now for some days that I shall never leave this room alive. I have given up all hope. My life is now a battleground where good and evil are at war, and the victory of either one will mean my death. So great has been my sin.
The police officer, Mr. Utterson.
The body's in here, officer.
Well, we'll have a look and then I'll take your testimony.
Who will ask me to come?
It's all over now.
You know too, then?
Yes. It's all in here. He left this journal for me.
It's a perfectly clear case of self-defense, isn't it, Mr. Utterson?
What? Oh, yes, that's quite correct. He assaulted me with criminal intent.
But what's he done with Dr. Jekyll? That's the important thing.
The whole matter is out of our hands.
Ah, that it is. Well, Mr. Hyde, you got what was coming to you. That's certain.
No, officer. That's not Mr. Hyde. That's Dr. Jekyll.
What are you saying, sir? I saw him with my own eyes. It was Mr. Hyde.
Look and see.
What? It is Dr. Jekyll. I don't understand.
The beast and the monster. The angel. It was an unholy thing he did, separating them.
True. True. But only the good remains.
We've arranged a rather unique fashion show for you this evening. Now, maybe the fashion shows you're used to seeing feature what the best-dressed man or woman is wearing today. But this fashion show we call What the Best-Dressed Car is Wearing, and here's Mary Costa to tell you all about it.
Thank you, Bill. Here you see a full array of custom accessories from the Mopar division of Chrysler Corporation. That's Mo for motor, Par for parts. These accessories are the smartest, most durable, and most fashion-right that you can get for your car. And you can get them in a minute in your own neighborhood. But now, let's go to the home plant of Mopar at Center Line, Michigan.
This is Mopar, the most efficient parts plant in the industry, where 2,000 employees work to handle each order the day it arrives, whether by teletype, by wire, or by mail. Here is where emergency orders are received, every dealer knowing he can phone direct. All orders are checked against microfilm records that show the original specifications of every Chrysler Corporation car or truck. The order is then broken down electronically into year, make, model of car, and part or accessory needed. After this, the order is taken to the pneumatic tube system to be instantly whisked to a clearing center in the plant called Grand Central. Every order must arrive here and then be routed by skilled operators to exactly the right point in this vast warehouse that covers almost 1 million square feet. An important division of Chrysler Corporation, Mopar serves your car needs from coast to coast. To handle your demand nationwide, over 100 truck and freight car loads of parts and accessories leave Mopar daily.
And of course, the best part is you can get these custom fashion-wise accessories and factory-approved parts at your dealers, at service stations, and at thousands of general garages all over the country.
And in every case, Mary, you can be sure that every Mopar part or accessory is designed and built to the same rigid specifications and of the same high standards of quality as the cars themselves. Remember, Mopar division of Chrysler Corporation, A forward look in service. Thank you very much, Mary Costa.
Right, Bill?
Ladies and gentlemen, next week on Climax, One Night Stand, starring Bob Crosby and the Bobcats, John Forsythe, Bob Sweeney, Cloris Leachman, and Donald Buca. Hey, what's going on here?
Well, that's a Gin Mill Blues. Bring back any memories? Hi, Wildy.
It is my old Marine Corps friend, Bob Crosby.
Semper Fi, Bill.
Semper Fi to you, too. And incidentally, speaking of the Marine Corps, don't I remember that one time back during our Marine Corps years, we were in the Russell Islands on Vanica, wasn't it?
That's right out of
Boo-Boo. And I asked you if you were ever going to get back together with the original Bobcats.
Pretty tricky, Willie, to tell the folks out there that we are next Thursday on this same show, the Bobcats 15 Strong. And, Bill, I'm very, very complimented to have, playing the part of Joe Sullivan, our piano player, the wonderful, wonderful actor, John Forsythe. John?
Hi, John.
Bill
Come on in, join us.
Hi, Bill. Thank you for those kind words, Brother Robert.
Met him.
You know that I was just telling Bob this afternoon. What a real treat this is for me to play this show. Because first of all, Bill, I've always been crazy about jazz. And secondly, because I think this is a true and completely different kind of a story about the men who make music.
Well, it sounds to me as though we're really going to have an excellent show next week.
Well, I certainly hope so, and I hope the folks out there are going to like it. We're going to play Little Rock Getaway, Gin Mill Blues.
Say, Rob.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you something, will you? Who do you think we ought to get to play the part of Bob Crosby?
Well, I wonder. It'd be awfully nice if Brother Bing did.
Bing
Crosby?
Well, I think he should. After all, I played his life many, many times. Goodbye, Bill. See you later.
Goodbye, Rob. See you later. Next week, and John. We'll all be looking forward to seeing you and the Bobcats next week in One Night Stand, also starring John Forsythe, Bob Sweeney, Cloris Leachman, and Donald Buca. This is Bill Lundigan saying thank you, and don't miss it.
Climax has been brought to you by Chrysler Corporation, maker of these 5 great cars. Plymouth, Dodge, DeSoto, Chrysler, and the exclusive Imperial. Only Chrysler Corporation brings you the Forward Look. Art Gilmore speaking. Chrysler Corporation's Climax has been selected for viewing by America's Armed Forces overseas and is a CBS television network production.
Oh, hello there. We hope you have enjoyed our double feature of Climax. Please feel free to email us your comments about it. Also be sure to check out our blog, Facebook fan page, Twitter feed, Weird-O-Rama.com, and our Patreon page if you wish to help us fund our little show and our little experiments. I have here, ladies and gentlemen, from the Weird-O-Rama Labs, some of Dr. Henry Jekyll's formula. Believe it or not, they whipped this up. I thought, well, that might make a tasty brew for some of these colder days of the year, or on ice in the summer perhaps. So I thought, well, I mean, why not? It's a bit strong. I will tell you that much. Maybe a little extra vermouth perhaps in there. It's rather... I feel so weird. I feel... Oh, my throat is killing me. Oh. Oh no. I'm hideous. That's much better. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, all right. I think I'll lay off that for a while. Oh, yes. The lie. Peter Lorre did not star in 6 Mr. Moto films. He starred in 9 of them. 9 Mr. Moto movies. Yes, they're fun. You can find them easily. So, for all of us at Weird-O-Rama, this is Victor von Psychotron telling all of you to stay weird.